I want to start this off by saying peace and good afternoon to my Facebook family, my fellow members of the RBG movement, and others. I'm David Shabazz. Brothers and sisters, before we move any further, I would like to thank you for taking the time out to listen to what your little brothers got to say, because I don't do this often. And I don't want to take up too much of your time, so in the words of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, I won't be long, but I got to be strong. So straight to the point, as we all know, social media has become quite a platform for people of all walks of life to express themselves to the public, which we all have the right to do as human beings. And with this kind of freedom comes power, and with that power, as the movie says, comes a great responsibility. So if we misuse that power or use that power irresponsibly, we could land ourselves in some powerful trouble. I am not saying that we should dilute the truth that we speak, nor deviate from the Pan-African Black liberation perspective, philosophies, and goals. I personally am not moving a muscle on that matter. I believe that the black man and woman of America have got to have our own, and we will. However, it would pain me, and I'm sure plenty of other people, to see anything happen to one of our brothers and sisters out there due to something that you posted on Facebook that was probably emotionally driven in light of Sandra Bland or of the many other injustices that you see our people faced with at the hands of law enforcement and other elements of American society. It has come to my attention that certain individuals have viewed posts from mine in the past and have said, to make it plain, that I could fit the description of a terrorist. I understand that my posts have been controversial, have offended some people, yet have enlightened others. But I have heard from both those who support me and those who disagree with what I say that I should be cautious of what I say on Facebook, because the government of the United States keeps track of social media. So therefore, I want to make my position clear right here on social media. To everybody who has supported me and have shown their little brother some love, there are not enough atoms in the universe to equal how many times I can thank its creator for you and all of the wonderful people that I've met on my journey who have contributed to my development. And to my brothers and sisters whom I may have offended, I sincerely apologize from the bottom of my heart if I may have hurt your feelings with anything that I may have said in the past or anything that I may say in the future, because it is never my intention to insult or offend anyone, but to tell what I know for certain of the truth and to act on that truth to change the oppressive conditions under which we live. Because it is the truth that sets us free, but the truth can also hurt at times. But I will much rather break a bone to get my freedom and wear a cast that will eventually come off than to permanently be a slave that was never harmed. And last but not least, to the government of the United States of America, I am not a terrorist. I do not advocate terrorism. I never have and I never will subscribe to any form of terrorism. I have no desire to take the life of any human beings, individuals, or the groups thereof. I pose no threat to the life of anyone who isn't a bodily threat to myself or a member of my family. I do not associate with terrorists, and I have no affiliations with any terrorist organization. And I have no desire to make any affiliations with any terrorist organizations, and that includes you. Now understand my words fully. If you are educated on the history of your great nation, your great country, then you know that this is stolen soil. So now, ask the so-called Native Americans what terrorism is and see what they tell you. I am a descendant of a people who were brought here against our will, not on the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, nor the Mayflower, but dragged over here 9,000 miles from home in the bottom of a slave ship, brought here to be terrorized for 400 years, tied each leg to a horse of the slave, and then made the horses run in opposite directions after setting him on fire, ripping him apart while he's burning up. Is that not terrorism? You took my pregnant black woman and tied her to a tree and cut the baby out of her pregnant belly, and when the baby hit the ground, you stomped the baby out. Is that not terrorism? And if a slave didn't want to obey you, a male slave, you tied him to a post, beat him, and sodomized him while all of the other slaves watched. Is that not terrorism? Even after slavery, up to as late as the 1900s, black bodies were burned at the stake, victims of lynchings. And even in the year 2015, there have been 2 black men found hanging from trees. Black people dying in police custody, and your police departments are trying to convince the public as hard as they can that our brothers and sisters in there committing suicide. Is that not terrorism? And all of this is going on while the American flag is waving. All of this has gone on while the American flag was waving. Is that not terrorism? So what is terrorism and what is a real terrorist? Terror, like beauty, is in the eye of the beholder. So to a system that is built on falsehood, a system that is built on injustice. Anybody telling the truth terrifies those who take advantage of the ignorant masses with lies. And if that is terrorism, this I will not stop doing. I want to send, that's pretty much all I had to say. I just want to send positive vibrations and prayers and strength to the Bland family, the family of our sister Sandra Bland. She was definitely a soldier and still is a soldier. You know what I mean? I want to keep her name. Let's make sure we keep her name in our history as well as the other people who have made sacrifices and have given their lives to try to uplift and help our people. I'm David Shabazz. Peace out, y'all. Be safe. RBG, keep it popping.
You just heard another powerful message for our black community. Brought to you by John Henry Media Network in the United States of America. This is the place for you, your family, and friends to hear very powerful messages and music from other great black people. For a stronger and a more revolution ready Black America. Because we know that your message may awaken yet another sleeping giant. Contact us today at jahu.enterprises@yahoo.com. I say again, that's jahu.enterprises@yahoo.com, and get your music or message heard by millions for another generous donation today. The next episode will begin in less than 10 seconds. So, keep listening.
I'm not your typical